Hello and welcome to JN Aquarium. Today I got a fish unbagging for you. Actually 3 pairs of fish unbagging like promised in the last video. Stay tuned. Also in this video we're going to look at a little bit of my quarantine process. Not all of it, but I did set up a quarantine tank just for these guys, and I'll show you how I'm going to quarantine these guys. Also, an update on the last guys that just came out of quarantine. I told you I was going to ramp up, and I was not joking. This is a huge ramp up. I see a lot of guys just trying to jump into this clownfish breeding game and just they want everything to be instant. It's not instant. This is literally years of preparation to get to where I am now. This is going on 3 years preparation to get to where I am now. It's not easy. It's very, very difficult. It's a lot of work. This is full-time job plus doing this to try to get to where we want to be. It's a lot of work. So we're like super stoked we've gotten to this point. We're super proud we've gotten to this point. Now let's have a look at some of the new fish we're going to enter into our breeding program here. So here's my 3 new pairs. Beauties. They all look like studs. And this is my quarantine tank that I set up basically just for these guys because I knew I was getting 3 pairs all at once and I wanted to be prepared. Don't mind the dirty glass. I really don't care if there's water spots on my quarantine tank glass. It's an ugly tank too, but it does the trick. But the most important part of this tank is not the water spots you're generally looking at, but those big sponge filters in the back. I didn't just take these sponge filters and go and throw them in the tank. These sponge filters are seasoned. These sponge filters have been running for a couple of months in another established tank. And this way, I instantly have a good cycle in this tank. As you can see, there's dividers. Clownfish like to kill each other. Females like to kill females. Females like to kill males that aren't their males. So, as we have all bonded pairs here, some have actually spawned, I've been told, in the past. So I put dividers in and we will just pair the pairs together in their own divided spots. This is a 20-gallon tank. So right now, I'm just floating the bags, getting the temperatures equaled out, temperature of the bags to the temperature of the tank, and this should be accomplished by now. They've been floating for probably 40 minutes now, 45 minutes, and we're pretty much ready to cut them loose into the tank. So we'll cut these guys loose into the tank and we'll have a good look at them. Look at that guy, gorgeous, gorgeous. We'll have a good look at them. We'll try to identify them a bit. And then I'll tell you some preventative measures that I will take with these fish right off the bat. So it's really hard to unbag fish and get them into the tanks and hold a camera at the same time. So I am going to set the camera up so you can see the fish going into the tanks. But I'll explain the process because I'm not going to video the entire process just because it's just too hard to do by myself here. So what I have is just an empty bucket, a clean net, and what I do is I open the bags, I pour the water of the bags into the net, so the net catches the fish, the water goes in the bucket, then I simply take the net and put the fish into the tank. I do this because I don't want anybody else's water in my water. At least very minimal amounts that would be going in that's on the fish in the net. Any more than that, I do not allow. This is a very valid point when you're running a big fish room. So they all made it into the tank safely. Now, next step, all these bags, time to dispose of all these bags They go straight in the garbage. I don't keep bags. All these right into the garbage. The net and the water. The net, the bucket, and the water. The water will be dumped out down the drain, and the net and the bucket will both be bleached. I will not use them until they are bleached and rinsed really well and dried out. These are all measures that I take to try to keep parasites, bacteria, everything out of my system that I can possibly keep out of my system. After I let these guys settle into the system for a day, as long as they look healthy enough to be able to accept treatment, I will do a preventative treatment of Coopermine. What Coopermine helps with is ick, velvet, any external parasites that could be brought in from somebody else's system. Around here, if I get it in my system, it is such a huge undertaking. I have way too many fish to be taking the chance of getting somebody's parasites into my system. Well, let's have a look at these buttes. I cleaned the glass up a little bit because I couldn't even stand looking at it. Look at that, a couple of beauties. This guy here, I don't know what you'd consider him. Either like an extreme snowflake. I'm not sure. Unless that would be considered a premium frostbite, I guess. She was a really pretty fish. So that's in bank number 1. Bank number 2 is these two buttes. Again, two very good looking fish. She's kind of normal looking to me, but you never know what they throw. Never know what they throw. And that's what I guess you call a nearly naked or a misbar. That would be the male. Very cool. And over here, these guys, this guy here, he's kind of showy. This female. Turn sideways for me. There you go. Guess that would be a black eye snowflake. Very aggressive. And that guy, he looks kind of onyxy a bit. Very cool. Very cool. So there you have it. There's 3 more pairs that as soon as they're done their quarantine process will be going in the breeding program. And these two guys are being a bit shy. They're way the heck back in a 15-gallon tank, but they are out of quarantine. They're in the system. This guy here, he's pretty neat looking, and female phantom. She's really big around. I think she's actually gonna want to spawn soon. Just not quite sure if he's big enough yet. She's chasing him around good. Trying to tell him, get in the cave, buddy. But we'll see. He might need a little bit more maturing. It'll happen when it happens. But again, extremely cool pair. And those guys are very similar to this pair here, with a phantom, an extreme snowflake. Very neat outcross. And of course, still waiting on these guys. They just came out of quarantine as well, so no rush on them. They're doing really well. I actually thought I seen back in the corner there some egg glue. So I'm not sure if maybe they did have a little spawn and ate them or whatever. Anyways, there you go, guys. This is my quarantine procedure, and these are gonna be 3 new pairs going in the breeding program. Look, it's so healthy. I literally just took these guys out of the bags, and they've acclimated very well, it looks like. So I'm happy about that. These guys will be in quarantine for approximately 2 months, month and a half to 2 months, and by that time I'll have a new surprise in the fish room here, and they'll have a permanent, beautiful home. Till next time, guys, happy fish keeping. Keep it real. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.